What's up, everybody? TRU Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. Today, doing the 2021 Boxing Awards continue. I'm doing my TRU Boxing Awards for 2021. This one is for Knockout of the Year. This is one of the more popular ones, and I really hope you guys go and check these knockouts out because they were all good ones. Now, what qualifies Knockout of the Year, obviously you want to lean towards the one-punch knockouts. Those are the more popular ones. They're the more devastating and brutal ones. But, I've seen in Ring Magazine in years past, they just go with the one pure best knockout. Doesn't matter what kind of fight it is or anything. Me, I'm about impact. I want it to be an impactful knockout. Not just, oh, you upset this guy or this guy knocked out so-and-so, Danny Garcia knocking out, Samuel Vargas years ago. That was okay, that was a great knockout, but who the fuck is Samuel Vargas, I don't want, that's nice to put on your highlight reel, but I want it to be an impactful kind of knockout and it to mean something. Body shot knockouts are counted as well, those ones are devastating. I love when a guy wants to pick his head's into it, he wants to get up, but his body won't let him. So, we're going to run through it, pretty much the best knockout from each division from 122 to heavyweight, and then we will pick out the top 5 of the year, and then, then get to number 1 on the year, which one I thought was the best one. So let's start with the 122-pound super bantamweight division, and that goes to Brandon Figueroa's 7th round knockout of Luis Nery in a WBC title fight. This was a big fight going in. Everybody knew it was going to be a good scrap between these two chuckers. Luis Nery had moved up in his previous fight, captured the title at 122, the vacant belt. But a lot of people thought he looked like in that first fight with Aaron Alameda last year, he looked kind of small. And he went in against Brandon Figueroa, who's a big super bantamweight, and it ended up being a really good all-action fight. But Brandon Figueroa, with a brutal body shot in the 7th round, put Nery down after just overwhelming him with his size and his relentlessness, and it just led to a great knockout and a big win for Brandon Figueroa. Captured the WBC title with that win. It led to a title unification with Stephen Fulton Jr. later in the year, so that was a very big and solid body shot knockout. That wins for 122 knockout of the year. Now for 126 pounds featherweight knockout of the year, there's actually 3 that run neck and neck with each other. If I had to go 3 to 1, I'm going to do it in this order. Number 3 would be Mark Magsayo's 10th round knockout of Julio Ceja. What a knockout that was. He landed a fucking wicked right hand on Ceja. After Ceja, was winning the fight. He, early on it looked like Magsayo, and then Ceja took over the middle rounds and he was ahead on, I think he was ahead by 2 points on one judge's scorecards and by 3 on another. So Ceja really was cruising in terms of just being comfortable, but he kept getting hit with shots as well, and a Filipino Magsayo landed a wicked fucking right hand that put Ceja down and out, laid him out with that punch. Great knockout right there. Number 2, got to go with Mauricio Lara's 9th round knockout of Josh Warrington. What a fucking brutal beatdown he put on Josh Warrington. Warrington came in a heavy favorite, and Lara came out of nowhere, and he just pounded on Warrington for 9 rounds. And in the 9th round, he laid him out with I believe it was a left hook that put Warrington down hard, and Warrington would not get back up as Lara won a big upset knockout victory. But the top knockout at featherweight, it was close, but I gave it to Kiko Martinez's 6th round knockout of Kid Galahad. This one was brutal because Galahad was already out on his feet, because at the end of the 5th round, he got caught with a wicked overhand right that put him down hard, and he was really out of it. He made it back to his feet, he beat the count, but you could tell he was really out of it. The bell rang, he went into his corner. Corner probably shouldn't have sent him back out there, because the first right hand that Martinez landed just laid out Galahad. It was a brutal knockout, as Martinez became the IBF featherweight champion with that win. So that was a really good knockout. 130, knockout of the year, by far goes to Oscar Valdez for his 10th round knockout of Miguel Berchelt to capture the WBC super featherweight title. You know, going into this one, Berchelt was the heavy favorite. Valdez was just hoping to get in there and pull off an upset, and nobody saw it coming the way it did, but he beat down Berchelt for 10 rounds and then landed a wicked right hand that put Miguel down and out in the 10th round. Big time win as he became the super featherweight champ. 135, there's a couple to talk about. The first one goes to Richard Comey's 6th round knockout of Jackson Marinas. This is a big win right here because Marinas had fought Rolando Romero tough, got robbed of in a decision, and Richard Comey was trying to bounce back from a upset knockout loss to Teofimo Lopez in 2019. And, you know, Comey just stalked, landed big shots, and landed a wicked right hand down the middle that knocked Marinas out in the 6th round. That was a nice one. Good contenders win right there, as it led to a big fight with Vasily Lomachenko later in the year. Excuse me. But the knockout of the year at 135, easily for me, goes to I'm sorry. It goes to Jesus Christ, Ryan Garcia. His 7th round knockout of Luke Campbell. Body shot, left hook that put Campbell down, and Campbell could not get back up. It was in the 7th round. It was for the interim title at lightweight. It kicked off the year. It was a big time win right there. Ended up retiring Luke Campbell. You know, and it was just a brutal shot. Big win right there for Ryan Garcia. 140 goes to Jose Cepeda's 1st round TKO of Josue Vargas. I mean, Vargas was undefeated. He was talking shit. And actually, money went down that swayed the odds into Vargas's favor. And Vargas was talking a lot of shit at the press conferences building up to that. And the week of the fight, Cepeda said there's levels to this. And right in the 1st round, he landed a brutal fucking left hand that hurt Vargas badly, and Vargas was not able to recover. That was knockout of the year at 140. 147, I gave that to Jaron Ennis for his 6th round knockout of Sergey Lipinets. He really laid Lipinets out in that round. He just kept stalking Lipinets. He was working him. He just was the bigger man. Lipinets, tough guy, always comes forward, but he got laid out in the 6th round, and that was a big knockout for Ennis. 154, I gave it to Erickson Lubin for his 6th round knockout of Jason Rosario. 1 second. It was on a body shot here as well. He really beat down Rosario and wore him down and stopped him with a brutal body shot in the 6th round. That was impressive. That pretty much made him the #1 contender. Again, confirmed his mandatory shot at 154 for the WBC. 160. That went to Erislandy Lara for his 1st round knockout of Cornflake Lamana to capture the WBA regular championship. This was a one-punch knockout on the left hand in the very 1st round, and Lara made his debut at 160. And, you know, let everybody know that he's ready to play with the middleweights now. So, excuse me, we'll see what happens from that. 168, there's a couple to talk about. First, Canelo's 11th round knockout of Caleb Plant. It wasn't that glorified, it wasn't that one-punch knockout that we want to see, but it really was close to that. I mean, he really put Plant down hard, and Plant got up, but got put down again with the next barrage of punches, and the fight was waved off. But it was a pretty good knockout for not being that one-punch knockout we want to see. But the one-punch knockout that got it for 168 goes to Gabriel Rosado for his 3rd round knockout of Bektamir Melikuziev. Melikuziev hurt Rosado in the 1st round. Looked like he was going to get him out of there, and then in the 3rd round, he came charging in, and Rosado caught him with a brutal right hand that face-planted Melikuziev, and he ended up pulling off the upset win. That was a big one. 175, I gave it to Callum Smith for his 2nd round TKO of Lenny Castillo. This was a big one right here. Castillo, a brutal right hand by Smith, perfectly timed. put Castillo down hard in the second round, and he did not get back up. Big time knockout. 200 cruiserweight Lawrence Okolie's 6th round knockout of Krzysztof Glowacki as he captured the WBO cruiserweight title with that win. I mean, Glowacki was a seasoned veteran. Been out of action for a couple years though, and he ran into Lawrence Okolie, who was just foaming at the mouth to make his splash at cruiserweight. He landed a brutal right hand in the 6th round and put Glowacki down and out. Big time win right there for him. And then heavyweight, we had a couple impressive knockouts. You had Dillian White's 4th round knockout of Alexander Povetkin to regain the WBC interim title. This was their rematch. Big time win and knockout right there for him. But the knockout of the year at heavyweight by far goes to Tyson Fury for his 11th round knockout of Deontay Wilder in their 3rd fight. I mean, that was just a great action fight right there. And Fury one punch knocked him out in the 11th round. But let's take a look at our top 5 from 5 to 1. Count them down after all our candidates and get our knockout of the year. We start with number 5. I went with Kiko Martinez for his 6th round knockout of Kid Galahad. Like I said, Kiko had lost earlier in the year at 130 to Zelfa Barrett. Nobody gave him a chance heading into this fight. He was just looked at as a tune-up or a stay busy fight for Kid Galahad in Galahad's first title defense. Galahad was sitting right at the top of the division, like number 1 or 2 arguable, and Kiko went in there and was getting beat down for the first 4.5 rounds, and then he landed that wicked overhand right in the 5th, finished it off with another one in the 6th. It was a great knockout win for Kiko Martinez as he becomes a 2-division world champ. That's number 5. Number 4, I'm going with Gabriel Rosado for his 3rd round knockout of Bektemir Melikuziev. You know, Melikuziev was just rolling over guys. He had a great knockout ratio. I want to say he was like 9-0 with 7 knockouts or 10-0 with 8 knockouts. He was being lobbied to fight Sergey Kovalev earlier in the year. You know, and Rosado was brought in as basically a veteran for Melikuziev to walk through and make his splash at 168. And you know, he hurt Rosado early, and then Rosado in the 3rd round. What a picture-perfect knockout. Landed a perfect right hand as Melikuziev was leaning in and dropped him hard. And it just ended the fight. It was a big win for Rosado. It got him the Jaime Munguia fight. It really still keeps him a player, even though he lost to Munguia at 160. He's still a player at 168 for me, because that's where he got that win. He only came down to 160 for that big high-profile fight against Munguia. So that was a big one right there for Rosado, number 4. Number 3, I gave it to Ryan Garcia for his 7th round knockout of Luke Campbell. It was a body shot, but it was a brutal fucking body shot. And Luke Campbell really put Garcia to the test, put him down in the 2nd round. It was really a good back-and-forth fight. Ryan was trying to put everybody on notice that he's the real deal. And in the 7th round, he just landed that devastating body shot. Campbell went down. He could not recover. And we had a new interim champion in Ryan Garcia crowned at lightweight. That's number 3. Number 2, I gave it to Oscar Valdez for his brutal 10th round knockout of Miguel Berchelt. This one, you know, again, Valdez was a champ at 126 before, but he had never fought anybody with the resume of Miguel Berchelt. Miguel Berchelt was a top dog at 130 and was looking to just walk right through Valdez. Most people thought it would be a firefight for a while, but that Berchelt would take over and dominate and knock out Valdez, and that ended up being the opposite. You know, Valdez dominated Berchelt, and then one punch knocked him out in the 10th round. Brutal shot that he caught him with, and Berchelt went down and did not get back up as Valdez captured the championship at 130. That's number 2 on the year. Big time knockout. But the 2021 knockout of the year, in my opinion, was Tyson Fury's 11th round knockout of Deontay Wilder. I mean, he fucking blasted Wilder with that right hand in the 11th round. And the impact and the emotion and the fact that it was their 3rd fight, I mean, all those go into play and factor in the kind of fight that this was. be an easy one for Fury. Put Wilder down in the 3rd round. Wilder got up and dropped Fury twice in the 4th. Fury took the momentum back in the 6th round. He took it back and looked in the 6th, 7th round. It looked like he had Wilder ready to go, and Wilder would land a big shot here or there and keep himself in and keep people wondering, can he land that one big punch to end it? You know, and then he kept doing that throughout the 8th and 9th round. And then in the 10th round, Fury put him down again. And then in the 11th, the overhand right that just face planted Deontay Wilder and put an exclamation point on their rivalry and let everybody know that Tyson Fury is here to stay. Big time win for him as he retains his world title, his WBC heavyweight title with that win, and you know, really let everybody know why he's the top dog in the heavyweight division. So that's my 2021 True Boxing Awards right there for Knockout of the Year. Tyson Fury knocking out Deontay Wilder in their 3rd fight to keep the heavyweight championship around his waist. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. True Boxing, you've been hit with the truth.